Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2. It's going to be MackWinston and Turtle. Here on Ghost River, top right, it's going to be Turtle from Devoid Team. Pretty cool logo there. And on the top left, it's going to be MackWinston, a patron of mine at patreon.com/FalconPaladin for $10 a month, which gives him the right to send me any replay once a month, and I'll cast it and put it on the main channel. So, Mac has been playing for the entire month of July here, and he picked this one to send, so it's going to be excellent. I believe that, and we will see. MackWinston has not sent in any excellent games in all of the years that he's been doing this. So again, thanks for the support, Mac. You can check me out at, again, patreon.com/FalconPaladin. Good way to support me and StarCraft if you want, and if not, that's okay. So, blocking the Reaper hop-up spot with a gateway here, and 2 probes going out. Okay, so 1 for a proxy, and maybe 1 for scouting, just so Turtle doesn't get suspicious by a lack of a probe scout. Let's see what the plans are for these 2 probes. And the SCV sees both of them. Okay. I guess 2 probe harass is stronger than 1 probe harass? Yeah, it certainly is. And pulling 4 SCVs off of the line to deal with this, traps a probe in jail and executes it. If only he had mineral walked. But now they are trapped inside because it's a hard wall, so this probe's days are numbered. Minutes are numbered because this is a Reaper. Reapers are excellent at killing probes because they're faster than probes. Yeah, SCV, you don't have to worry about it. This probe is dead, man. Throwing up a factory here before expanding. MackWinston is throwing down a Nexus inside his natural base. Cybernetics core coming up. Second gas coming up. And, lifting. And dead. Nicely done. So this Reaper has a name submitted by Josh. It's Scott Bakula. The Protoss were unable to recruit a more popular Star Trek captain, so they settled on Scott. I think, oh, did we already do that one? Might have already done that one, but hey, whatever. I mean, we're not getting like thousands of people watching this anyway, so repeat Reaper names are A-okay at this point. I think Scott Bakula is the captain for Enterprise. Enterprise, which ran like in the mid-2000s. And I don't think it's anybody's favorite Trek, but maybe it is. They put out a trailer for a Section 13 Star Trek show from Paramount Plus, and let's just say it doesn't feel or look like Star Trek. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with that license over there. Anyway, Starport coming up. We got ourselves making a lot of Reapers. So not reactoring them, just a plain barracks pumping out Reapers with a Hellion. Sentry coming down. We got ourselves a pretty early Immortal here, about 3 minutes and 30 seconds here for MackWinston. Immortal is great against both Hellion and Reaper because it takes so little damage from both of these units. So what's the play going to be here? It's going to be, is the Immortal out in time to help deal with this? Stalkers trade pretty well too. Zealots not as good here. Sentries either, but here's our little engage. Force field. I don't know if that actually accomplished anything. Nice KD8 charge though. Caught a bunch of those units and it enabled the shield on the Immortal, so there's a cooldown on that. Reapers, that is not actually blocked. Oh, that hurts. You wanted to block the Reaper hop-up spot, and then you waste time shooting at the gateway. Okay, so this is not particularly going great, man. But, hey, another probe down, right? And staying alive here with 2 of these guys. Hellions trying to bump in the natural base. Multi-pronged harass is happening, and maybe 1 more probe dies. No, a Reaper gets out of there. 5 probes down for 2 Reapers rather. Not too bad, honestly. Turtle has expanded during the attack, which is beautiful. Big fan of that here from Turtle. Throwing up additional racks, making a Liberator with the Starport. He had a Medevac be produced as well. This Medevac has a couple Widow Mines in it, but also Didn't really do anything with them. Decides to maybe not go for the whole attack right now. And gonna fall back. Maybe we're gonna be needed for defense here, right? I like the bunker. There's exactly one. Is there a Reaper in there? Oh boy. So I don't know. You don't have any detection against Widow Mines. Oh, but he knows about it. And he hallucinate and trigger the Widow Mine to fire on a hallucinated Phoenix. That's so cool. Cool moves here from Mac. Big fan of that. He knows about this Widow Mine. Sneaks past it. Really good stuff. This is pretty scary, actually. Both these Hellions are dead. These SCVs have to fight this. Let the Zealot fight them. Kiting a little bit here, but also going to take a Widow Mine shot because of the kite. Yeah, Liberator. Going to try to set up a Defender mode circle here. I don't know if there's enough anti-air to wipe it out. 2 Stalkers and a Sentry, not quite good enough, and good positioning on the circle to cover this entire choke. Third base coming in from Winston during his attack. Nicely done attacking while expanding from him here too. On the other side of it, reactoring up the starport. He knows about add-ons. He was just a little bit late with them, I guess. Siege tank coming in. So what's Matt going to do here? I'm a big fan of, you know, Archon, Immortal, Charge Lot type stuff with some Stalker play. How many Stalkers you need depends on like how many Liberators your enemy has, but, you know, Charge Lots and Immortals and Archons do a lot of damage, especially if the enemy isn't throwing down EMPs on your enemies, on your unit compositions here. So we'll keep an eye on that. So we got a Twilight Council coming up. So we could get charge started here soon, like technically right this very second. Enough gas and enough minerals, but the Twilight Council's doing nothing right now. Robotic Facility, second one of those on the way. Turtle is, yes, good. I was going to say, better be making more production facilities, and he's doing that right here with 2 more barracks coming in. Honestly, this level, Marine, Marauder, Medevac, just maxing out on that and going for it is going to be pretty good. You might have to dodge some storms, but other than that, you can kind of handle anything that Protoss throws at you, you know? And maybe some Vikings too if the Colossus count is too high, but for the most part, Marine, Marauder, Medevac is safe, it's stable, it'll get you wins. Maybe it's not enough at the highest levels, but you're not at the highest levels, you're like at Diamond or something. This is probably about Diamond level, right? Based on the about 120 APM from Mac, and boy, almost 200 average APM from Turtle here. That is a pretty high APM, but Terran tends to play faster. Oh, free tank is free. No, he saves the tank by picking it up. Turtle, Gosu moves here, man. Yeah, I thought that sucker was dead, but no. Mac pulls back. War Prism not pulling back. War Prism swinging on into the main base here. Does not have, again, no charge lots. But we're going to warp in 3 slow Zealots anyway. And just try to get some damage done here. Again, with slow Zealots. Ooh, supply block right here, too. Is Turtle. And, well, taking down the shield battery is going to be good. Siege tanks not sieging up. But the Immortal target firing them down anyway. Oh, this is not good. Zealots, meanwhile, still going to town here. They don't, again, they don't have the charge upgrade. They're not getting the charge upgrade researched or anything. Is that a second Twilight coming in from Mac? Yeah, because he's handling this. There's just not enough for the Terran to win with that. Yeah, he's got the 1 Twilight. Did he forget about that he already has a Twilight? Or maybe he wants to go for Blink and Charge at the same time. And Resonating Glaive Adepts. Get 3 Twilights out here. I think I may have totally forgotten that he started one of those. I've done that, man. When you've played like 5 or 6 games in a row, you're like, I got Overlord speed, right? And then you didn't because you did it in the last game, but not this one. And it all starts to run together. So I think that might be what's happening here. So he's got the 2 Twilight Councils. Oh, no, he canceled that one. Okay. Okay. He realized that he already had a Twilight Council. No, that is right here. He's getting charge. I thought it was up here. I'm an idiot. It was in the main base. So he's getting charged. This Twilight Council is laying fallow here. Nothing going on. 3rd base from Turtle is up. 4th base from Mac just now getting started. Down the left side. And we love Liberator setups, don't we? Just sending a Liberator into your enemy's base is super effective stuff. Now, you got to make sure you're not going to get hit by the cannon. Like this. Exactly. This is a good example of how not to set up a Liberator in a game of StarCraft 2 is right in range of a cannon or a, spore or a turret. Like, those are things you probably want to avoid as well as you can. More supply blocks here from Turtle. Not good, man. Not good on the supply blocks. Only 109 supply here at 9 minutes. Has been dealing with some aggression out of Mac, so that will slow you down to be sure. But getting supply blocked 2 or 3 times in the first 10 minutes isn't good either. Colossus being added into the comp here from Mac. Charge is not done yet. Probably can force a cancel on this Nexus, but he goes after the pylons for guaranteed damage there instead. And then picks up and boosts out and leaves the Viking to die because that Stalker count is a little bit heavy. But yeah, 1 Colossus, bunch of Stalkers. Zealots, man, when they have charge, they're going to be like 80% better than they are right now. They're still really tanky if they're slow. They just can't really close to any distance at all if they don't. Oh, okay. Ah, and Storm. There we go. Oh, Blink coming in. So he's using this one for Blink. So by this point, Mac knows that he's got 2 Twilights, and he's like, well, I'll get Blink on this one. I haven't used it for anything yet, and this one just did a big round of charge upgrading, so I'll let it rest, I suppose. But yeah, Colossus and Storm and Disruptors. We've definitely seen Mac use Disruptors in these games before, against Terran especially, but also against Zerg. Couple new command centers coming up here from Turtle. Mac charging up this right side. And not the biggest drop in the whole world, but, you know, gotta respond to it, man. I'm not sure shield battery overcharge is enough. It's not, but there's the recall. He sees the recall and gets out, too. Turtle is not playing poorly here. The supply blocks are hurting, but otherwise, I think he's doing all right. Yeah, good split here. So he's got some of the army up here with the recall. He's got some of the army over here. And then Zealots come in with the charge upgrade. And kind of like try to hold position in the mineral line and kill some SCVs. It's kind of working, I guess. We're looking at 9 total SCVs killed here, but still oversaturated. This third base has 40 workers at it. This man has 76 SCVs. Yes, this base, he needs it so bad. Also, got to upgrade that to an orbital, probably, I would say, planetary. But at this stage of the game, where Immortals and Charge Lots and Stalkers are out, I don't know if you want to upgrade that to a planetary. It's not really going to slow the Protoss down all that much. And then, oh, coming in here, as Mac abandons his post a little bit. Uh-oh. And boosts out. Very nicely done. Boosting, and then getting into the natural base. Ah, I like it. And then pushing up this way to Turtle. Multi-pronged harass 4 days here. Depowers 2 of the warp gates. Kills a couple Stalkers. Picks up, gets out of there. This army doing some serious work too. 3 Stalkers are free. These Immortals aren't doing anything. A Storm. Oh, he snipes the High Templar. A Storm does nothing because the High Templar is dead. Snipes a shield battery. Yeah, he'll still fight you. He'll fight you individual Stalkers. And then, okay, now he's all dead because these medevacs are not getting out of here. But this drop is still doing some work down here at the third base. Marauders into the mix with +2 attack and +1 armor. Oof. Protoss. Ow, as that medevac dies. Mac here's already at 1-1. Yeah, this base needs to get saturated. You have an insane oversaturation of workers here at the third base, man. You got to send some down here. Muling is great and everything, but SCVs need to be down that way. You'll have so much money. More barracks. Maybe add in some factories here. I don't know, Cyclones or something. More starports for Vikings to snipe down these Colossus. Once they're dead, it's going to be a lot easier, don't you know? So this base takes some hits, but it is still alive for Mac. Medevac going to fly right over a bunch of cannons, and everybody's going to die. Cool. Look at the double... Dude, this Turtle guy. Look at him macroing so hard. But the problem is, I don't know that he has the army to deal with all the splash damage that Mac is rolling with here, I guess, is what I'm looking at. So the double expand is cool, but this base is not happening. Yeah, that's a cancel run type scenario. Where the heck is this man's army? Way over here. Cool. So this one's dead. Also, some SCVs were transferring over here, and they died. But I guess he transferred over here at least, so that's good. So you double expand. Sometimes you're going to lose one of those, but the other one probably will stay alive. And that's exactly what's happening here as Turtle is allowed to keep this base down in the bottom right-hand corner. Probably because Mac doesn't know about it, but he maybe wants to check it. Maybe send an OBS down that way. That would be pretty cool. So it is +2/+1 for these ground units. For Mac, it is a +2 attack, +1 armor with +2 armor and +3 attack on the way here from Turtle. He is not neglecting those upgrades. and playing pretty darn well. Now, this base is dead too. Yeah. So Mack's like, you're going to double expand. I don't know. Maybe actually defend your bases with something? No. All right. Well, good engagement here. Colossus, blah. Liberator's setting up. Stalker's dealing with them immediately. Another good, great storm coming in. And it is looking a little bit tough for Turtle as he's getting absolutely pushed here on his 4th base. That's a double planetary setup. Whoa! Remember, we don't attack into planetaries where armies are sitting, but this is not a philosophy that MackWinston subscribes to. The repair on the planetary keeps it alive. Whoa! Alrighty then. That was quite a hold, Mr. Planetary Fortress. I mean, having triple planetaries here is pretty sweet. He could probably stand and put a command center over here. He's got a command center. He could float over that way. It's 78 to 38 army supply. There we go. 50 now for Mack. As he suddenly has enough. Maybe enough to handle this. More Colossus coming in to replace the ones that he's lost. Quick drink of the ice water there. Gotta stay hydrated when you're casting, is what I always say. And a Void Ray on the way. Interesting. I don't know if that's an accident or what. He scans in, sees nothing here. These reinforcing. The rallying units take a different path. That siege tank is unsupported, so it's dead. This is not enough, Terran. I mean, okay, surrounds are good. Big fan of surrounds. Is he go? No, he's not overstaying is. Oh, not overstaying is welcome. Attack. Attack or fallback. Those are your options here. And as he's done all day, picks up, drops, tries to kill some stuff to respond. These Marauders are move commanding past cannons and stalkers and stuff. Where are you going, guys? Probably has them rallied. I'm guessing he has them rallied to this group. Like maybe one of these medevacs. So they're trying to rally in here. Okay, that's funny. And now they're going the other way. Then he unloads back down this way. How many Marines does it take to kill a Void Ray with, well, with medevac support? Like 2. Okay, Nexus down. Void Ray survives somehow, some way, but this base is down for Mack, and that is not good for him. Turtle expanding back to the bases he's lost, upgrading to planetaries, putting additional planetaries here, and Mack, we base racing. We might be base racing, ladies and gentlemen. No, Mack's coming back to deal with this. No medevacs with this group. How many medevacs are there currently? 1. There's 1 medevac on the field here from Turtle. If he's going to lose this game, it's going to be entire lack of medevacs, and he's not building any more either. I don't know if he feels like he doesn't need them for anything, but Mack replaces his 4th base immediately, as is necessary. It is 89 to 59 workers here. Income is hugely favoring Turtle. He even has mules. So that's going to be a big deal. Dude, these SCVs need to go somewhere. Help saturate this space. Dude, he is so saturated, though. Okay. Expand here. Take these gases. That's my recommendation to you, friendo. Where does he stage his army? He has one. Just sitting at the front of your natural base is not going to be all that good. I'm not sure that Mack has been back to your natural base since that first attack where he hallucinated a Phoenix to trigger a Widow Mine. That was a cool play, but that was a while ago. Does he have vision on this? He does have vision on this if he looks at it, which is why he is coming down slowly. All right. Planetary, targeted, burned down. This Void Ray being alive is actually a major problem. Good Stormity Storm, though. Mack trying to take a 5th base. Nope, that's not happening. Also, his 4th base is in a lot of trouble if these guys just want to go kill it. Which they certainly, it seems like they kind of do, but they're parked. And they're waiting for the Protoss army to come up and deal with them, which gladly these Archons do. I don't know what that was. Like, he just kind of lost track of what he was doing here. Where the heck is this man's army? It's right here. 109 to 90 total army supply. Turtle's got 3/3 and +3 air weapons. It's 2-1 on the upgrades from Mac, and he's working on a ground armor upgrade. Turtle throws in a GLHF in the chat and then sorry, misclick. How do you misclick GLHFing? Okay, so again, neither player doing a great job knowing where their enemy is. Yeah, at this point, Turtle's like, well, now we're base racing. Maybe this is it, friends, as this... Oh, these aren't even planetaries. The triple planetary is not here. The storm! So many SCVs died. 37 SCVs remain. It's 69 SCVs that have died in this game. Nice. That Void Ray, another Void Ray escapes with like 0 HP to his name. Mac's gonna recall, and he does, but he recalls down to this base. That's not where Turtle's going. Turtle is going deep into the natural base and up into the main base and going after the production. Turtle needs to expand behind this aggression. If Mac's coming home, Turtle needs to throw down another base. Natural Nexus dies. Storm on the Liberators. They're getting big chunks off, though. Vikings getting hits off, too, and suddenly MackWinston's army is gone. What a setup from Turtle. Liberators on the high ground. Army set up here in a concave, reinforcing units coming from the right, and I think Mac is dead. What an amazing back and forth, though. Man, I don't know. It might have been better for Mac just to go for the base race. I know they say never base race a Terran, but walking into that position with that surround that was set up with the Vikings, with the Liberators especially, the medevac count is currently 2. One of them's up here. It has no energy remaining. One of them's down here with no energy remaining. Yeah, Archons, I mean, they do bonus damage to biological. But, you know, they don't have the greatest range. So that's a good game. Well played, and Turtle gets the win. Mac gets a super salute from Falcon Paladin for sending in a loss for the Patreon cast of the month. So now you know, Mac has sent in losses before, and just in case you didn't know, he will send in losses. Not every time. He doesn't just want this to be like a loss cavalcade, but yeah, he'll send in some stuff. That kind of, you know, it's a good game. It's a good back and forth. He does a ton of work. He kills 70 SCVs in this game. Ooh, 70 probes died too. That's fun. He killed 2 planetaries, 5 command centers. He lost 5 nexuses of his own. Resources lost are 42,000 for Mac and only 29,000 for Turtle, which I'm honestly surprised by on those numbers. But yeah, that last engagement, I mean, if we look at it, I think that's just a decision not to engage into that spot, because it's 131 army supply for Turtle and only 86 for Mac. He recalls, he probably wanted to recall up here so he would have the concave, and these guys all walking in single file would die. But instead, he recalls to his new base, which honestly, I can't fault him for that. I think that was a good decision, not knowing anything else. But then he just kind of like stutter steps into a bunch of Liberator circles. He recognizes the Liberators are there. He storms them. But then the Vikings aren't being dealt with, and the Colossus are having a lot of trouble, and this reinforcing group on the right side was really big, catching the High Templar on the back side, and everything kills the Colossus. And I mean, only 3 kills each for those Liberators, but they did tons of damage. And then, yeah, this Void Ray dies, and Stalkers trying to do what they can, but just pure Stalker against Marine Marauder like this, with the upgrades they have, no. Part of it, too, is a 3-3 upgrade play for Turtle versus a 2-2 upgrade play from Mac. That's part of it, but just kind of lost out on splash damage, took a bad engagement. And that's it. He taps out. So, yeah, Archons by themselves, not going to do a whole lot. More charge lots will be good, but good win for Turtle, and hats off to Mac for sending this in. So, GG, that was fun. That was, that was a lot of fun. Way to go. Way to go, Turtle. Again, average APM for this guy, 215, which is pretty zippy. Right. I mean, I just feel like 215 APM on average in a diamond level game, which is what Mac is pretty intense, man. Not bad at all. The upgrades were great. His army positioning was bad in a lot of situations. A lot of the time he was kind of parked up here. But you need to be scanning, dude. You got to scan. You got to know where the enemy is. Throw a zealot out across the map. Throw down pylons. Throw maybe missile turrets in weird places. Sensor towers are really good at this too. Spotting where the enemy is, where they're coming in. Because he lost bases because he was nowhere near the zip code required to defend them. So that wasn't good. But then, you know, his medevac count was also bad. But everything else, the drops were good. He did great pickup timings when the drops were in trouble. He did lose medevacs towards the end there. 11 of them went down, and there were 2 at the end of the game. So more medevac creation, maybe taking care of them a little bit more could help too. But at the end of the day, why did we go there? I don't know. And it's over. End of the day, he played well enough to get the win. That one engagement really went his way, as Mac probably should have base raced in that situation. He had bases down here. Probably easier to clear this out. And this out, and this out, as compared to dealing with these bases all the way down here. But maybe not, maybe not. That would be risky too, wouldn't it? It would be. So anyway, that's a GG. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok, all at some variation of /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for hanging out, and you take care of yourself.